Hey everybody, Kelly Engineering here, and welcome to episode 17 of Project Ozone 3. I have a lot to, I have a lot to cover because I messed up. I just got back from the end, and thinking that I had pressed the record button, I'd gone through my entire intro, I'd gone over what I'd done in between episodes. I made this end cake, and then after I got back, I realized I hadn't pressed the record. That's a good 30 minutes of footage just that didn't happen. So I did go to the end. Oh, that's fantastic. I took on the Ender Dragon. I beat it first try. Almost destroyed my Ashen stuff again. So let me go over what I went over, what I've already gone over before. So Brad Manis set me straight and told me that I was doing something inefficiently. So the quantum storage units that I had here that were holding all of the loot bags. Apparently, I could have just been using this bag storage from the loot bag mod. It holds common loot bags, and then I can cycle through and take out any loot bag that I desire. So I'm holding 776,197 common loot bags in this. So thank you very much, Brad, for that. I'm very happy with this block. And yeah, thank you very much for that. Most of what happened in between episodes was just me moving some stuff around. So I got the improved blast furnace over here. I'm still passively making steel. I moved over my endstone generator. Yeah, just small stuff. It was a lot of moving and not a lot of production. Mohammed Yaqub brought it to my attention that the heart canisters actually, so one stack is 10 of them, and so I'm down to orange hearts right now. But if you add the red heart canisters, I just made more red heart canisters. That's how I get the third tier of hearts. So now I have gold hearts with green hearts that are going to be stacking on because of my epiolatry. But yeah, thank you very much, Mohammed, for I had no idea that the heart canisters stacked like that. And, it makes sense that it does. It didn't pop into my head. So thank you, Mohammed. Elysium is actually the person who brought up what I'm going to be doing this episode, and it's the reason why I wanted chorus fruit from the end, and why I took on the Ender Dragon in the first place. I mentioned in the end, in the footage that didn't happen, that this Ender Biotite, I'm actually going to go into the configs and disable it myself. It appears every time you kill the Ender Dragon, and I plan on killing the Ender Dragon quite a bit, and it's just annoying to see spotted everywhere. Looking over the recipes, I'm not going to use it very much, like this weather sensor, this redstone randomizer. Yeah, I'm not going to use biotite very much, and I hate that it populates everything for every Ender Dragon you kill, and I'm just going to disable it in the Quark configs. So I am popping down a hoppin' bonsai pot, say that 5 times fast, putting some endstone in there, and then if you put a chorus fruit in a bonsai pot, then I will start generating chorus fruit. That's just for the future. It takes quite a long time to generate. Let's see. Actually, I think it tells you. Yeah, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to grow this bonsai. But if you don't like how long it's taking, then you can actually bone meal the bonsai pots. And yeah, and see, I just have it growing. And that's the case for a lot of the slow moving. Oh, a popped chorus fruit is exactly what I want. So eventually I'm going to be making this meliotic alloy ingot. And then after that I'll be making the stellar alloy ingot with nether stars. Stellar alloy ingot is going to get me... Where are you? Here. The stellar armor set from Ender Utility. As Elysium brought to my attention, this doesn't require me to get into Armor Plus, or the way that the Project Ozone packs do things. So the Project Ozone packs always want you to go through Armor Plus, and each new armor requires the old armor. Well, the Stellar armor isn't subject to that. So I don't have to do very much work to get a very powerful set of armor. And that's what I'm going to do. Now, the first thing that we're going to need in order to do this is we're going to need to increase our output. Really? We're going to increase our output of dark steel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some steel ingots in here. And where is it? Going to put some pulverized obsidian right here. And the induction smelter, and I'm going to speed this up considerably with the use of kits. But the induction smelter is going to make me dark steel, and I don't have to worry about the pulverized coal or anything like that. It's just one steel ingot, 4 pulverized obsidian, and everything is hunky-dory. Alright, I have a full stack of dark steel ingots, and that's all well and good. I have more cooking because I am going to need more. But with endstone, dark steel ingots, and obsidian... Oh, the reason why I do this, and this is just something that I do, whenever I have the alloy smelter in alloy mode, I always deactivate the redstone mode. I always make sure it's not active when I'm throwing the stuff in, because quite frankly I can't memorize everything that the alloy smelter is capable of. If I put in 2 things that can make an alloy before the 3rd thing, it'll waste that material, make something I don't need, and yeah, it's just, who wants that? So I always deactivate it, put my stuff in, and then activate it, and it's just, that's a personal preference. But here I am making my end steel ingots. The next step that we're going to be doing is making meliotic ingots, which is the end steel and popped chorus fruit. So I'm going to throw this chorus fruit, put this in furnace mode, and throw some chorus fruit inside. Alright, we're ready for the meliotic. After this makes me a full stack. Excellent. 1 stack of end steel ingots. I'm going to pop those in here, activate that, and get the meliotic stuff going. Ah, this is excellent. Ah, I got my first meliotic ingot. So I'm going to go prepare some clay and definitely the nether stars if I want to get the stellar if I want to get the stellar alloy going. So last episode I showed off crushing and sieving the end stone, and one of the drops for that was draconium ore pieces. The reason why I wanted those, and Elysium once again alluded to this in their comment, but the reason why I wanted that is that I'm going to make the Draconic Evolution Mob Grinder, and that requires a Draconic Core. Draconic Core is draconium ingots, gold, and diamonds. Very simple stuff. But after that, it's just diamond swords, another draconium ingot, a furnace, and iron ingot, and boom, mob grinder. I'm going to get all this stuff together, craft it up, and I'm going to actually meet you in the nether. Here I am in the nether, and I'm going to place the mob grinder down. So the mob grinder, stay away from the skelly end, especially if this thing is powered. I do not recall whether or not this thing has the ability to kill me. I'm not going to make that chance, or take that chance rather. And I am going to get ready. Put my come on, there we go. It is not pushing power out. There we go. So I now have an energy buffer in the mob grinder. I'm going to get a wither summoned. There we go. The second it was summoned, the mob grinder took care of it. And how much power did I use for that? Oh, not much at all. Beauty. I'm going to continue summoning some withers. Keep... really? Continue summoning some withers. Keep having this thing do its job, and once I have some nether stars, quite a few nether stars, I'm going to head back to the overworld. The best thing about this is the wither doesn't even have enough time to summon in any like extra mobs or something before it's killed instantaneously. I love it. I have killed 6 withers so far, and yeah, got my 6 nether stars. Once I get into Industrial 4 going, there is a block called the Wither Maker, and correction, Wither Builder, and I am definitely going to make this an automatic process once that is built. There are ways to do it with a mechanical user, but I don't feel like going about that way, so I'll just continue doing it the manual way until I get into industrial foregoing. So now that I have killed the Wither quite a few times, he started to drop Nether Star shards. And Nether Star shards are apparently used by putting a Nether Star in the center, and it will give you 2 of them. So it's essentially just using 8 of them to make another Nether Star. But I've also used the original one of the original Dank Nulls, which only holds 2 stacks of items. But whatever, I'm not going to kill nearly enough Nethers right now to make more than 2 stacks of anything except Wither Ash. So I'm using that to save space in my inventory. I'm going to grab some more Wither Skulls, some more Soul Sand, and continue killing Withers. I am back from the Nether, and in between the Nether Shards and the actual killing of the Wither, I have a total of 34 Nether Stars, which is more than enough to give me the stellar ingots that I'd want so much. Now I only need 24 of them in order to make the armor, but I'm also going to have to play around with the Slice and Splice as well, and the Soul Binder, in order to make the stuff, and I'll show you why. So this Sentient Ender requires an Ender Resonator to be soul-bound with a Witch Soul. So the Ender Resonator is whatever, that's simple enough. I have more than enough Solarium and Silicon to facilitate that. It's getting witches into a soul vial that may be a little difficult, because most of the witches I've seen in the hunting dimension are riding spiders, and spiders are stupid fast right now. But I am going to go get some witches, make sure that, yep, Sentient Ender, Sentient Ender. I'm going to need 4 witches in soul vials, so I'm going to go do that, and I'll be right back. So I'm going to take this opportunity right now before I go into the hunting dimension to mention that my charm belt, I have all of these charms right now, and that's all well and good. However, as of 3.0.86, all of the charms have been removed. The charm recipes have been removed. So you can make the charm fragments, and that's perfectly fine, but no charms can be crafted anymore. And that's because of the bug I mentioned in last episode with the zombie and the blaze charm. Whenever you try to attack one of those mobs wearing these charms, it'll crash the game. And I guess Cazador obviously knows about that bug as well, and just removed the ability to craft all charms altogether. Since I had them crafted before the recipe was removed, that's why I can still use them. But if you want me to get rid of them because it's not available to everyone else, just say so in the comments, and absolutely, I'll throw the charm belt away. But for now, I'm going to continue using it. Well, hello, buddy. Another thing is the Epiolatry is apparently not a sword in the traditional sense. So the Hunting Dimension portal is activated with a sword in the Hunting Dimension frame, but doing that with Epiolatry doesn't work. The same thing with any enchanting books. I tried enchanting Epiolatry with Sharpness 5 earlier, and it wouldn't work. So I think because Epiolatry was added using Content Tweaker, that it's not technically viewed by the game as a sword, and it can't be enchanted like a normal sword, activate the Hunting Dimension portal like a normal sword, and yeah, I think that's just how it works. But I'm going to do a little witch hunting, and I'll be back with you once that is done. Alright, got my 4th witch. And gonna head back home. Boop. And get ready to infuse my stuff with witches. Boom, got my 4 Ender Resonators. And let's infuse them with a witch's soul. And once again, what is going on? Why do I keep... Is it the hunting dimension? I'll be right back. I'm gonna look at some. I'm gonna look at some footage. Yeah, I just looked at the footage, and the second I hit shift to go into the hunting dimension, all of my experience disappeared. And honestly, that footage is going into the episode anyway, so you'll see it as well. I don't know what's causing that, but I'm gonna put in a bug report because, man, that stinks. All right, got my experience. So it seems like it didn't. It seems like it didn't disappear completely because the second I used that solidified experience, it went to like its normal level and then started accumulating again. But for some odd reason, going through the hunting dimension portal makes it disappear until you gain experience again. What? Put that in there? Awesome. And get our sentient ender. My stellar alloy ingots have long since finished. I'm going to grab them, the quest is going to go, and now that that's done, I am going to make all of the gear. Helmet, boots, chest plate, and leggings with 40 to spare. Let's get rid of this broken stuff. Oh, that's a cool looking set of armor. But I am now wearing stellar armor. And wow, look at how much armor that gives me. 7, 18, 14. Wow. This is amazing. It's good durability too. The first thing that I am going to do with this is I am going to empower it. Empowered means that I can use RF to charge this puppy. In order to do that, I need to make a capacitor bank. So I'm going to... Actually, do I have any sort of battery whatsoever? I don't think I have an item right now that can charge my inventory remotely. But regardless, I do have my stuff empowered, which means it can hold an RF charge, which means instead of losing a durability point, I'm going to lose some RF instead. In between episodes, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to continue to empower it and to put a whole bunch of... you see that I'm holding shift and it has empowered 2 jump flippers. There are a bunch of abilities that you can apply to Ender IO armor if you just give it some stuff. So like the helmet has padding, so white wool and 4 levels. That's easy to do. The solar on your helmet means that you can charge RF for the full set of armor if you attach a solar panel to the top of the helmet. Stuff like that. And I'm going to do that in between episodes. The last thing I am going to do for this episode, mainly because and I realize it's a short episode, but I have a lot to do in between episodes, and so I want to make this one a short one to get to it. But I'm going to make this basic capacitor bank. And I'm going to set it down. Doby 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 dobe. I'm going to set them down right here for now. You see that they are a multi-block. Every basic capacitor bank you put next to another capacitor bank of the same type, it'll actually connect and then add the full amount. And I should have... Here we go. So you see that the maximum amount of RF that this can hold is 1 million. If I put that down there, you see the maximum amount is 2 billion. So it's all accumulative to how many capacitor banks you attach to it. But I am going to... Whoops. I'm going to configure this energy cell to output. There we go. So now it is filling up. That's awesome. I am also going to take this industrial machine chassis and surround it with electrical steel to make a wired charger. I am going to attach the wired charger to my capacitor bank. Yeah, I'll just attach it right there. And insert a capacitor to it. There we go. A capacitor is inside it. Now that I have this wired charger, and the basic capacitor bank is cool, getting RF again, I'm going to throw my stellar helmet in there. There. I now have a full RF charge, which is 100,000 out of 100,000 micro infinities, or however they pronounce it. I'm going to do the same thing with all these, so I have a fully charged set of stellar gear. But with that, I am going to end the episode here. In between episodes, what I am going to do is I'm going to expand out the factory. I'm going to have a main portion of it connecting from these two doors, so all the way down to this column. And I'm going to expand it out here and have a main building. This is where my ME system is going to be. From there, I'm going to take this entire build and then replicate it on the other side of my ME building. I'm also going to expand out the greenhouse to have two main silos on the other side of this, so that I can house more seeds of each tier. That is a lot of work that I need to get done, a lot of materials that I need to gather. These basalt bricks are easy to find, but it's just traveling out and grinding all of them, and I have more than enough fiery nether bricks. But with that, I am Kelly Engineering. I do hope that you enjoyed the episode, albeit a short episode, but I have my stellar armor. I am happy. I have a lot of plans, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.